Hello guys, this is Terry from Genkigamingtv coming back at you with another Yokai Watch ShadowSide review. This was for episode I wanted to say 11 because that was how everything was flowing, but it's actually for episode 13. Inori Yama no Kaiki, aka the mystery of Prayer Mountain. This episode is really well designed. It's probably the best designed episode yet in my mind. Just with how everything is laid out, it's designed in a way that it actually flows really well. The last episode and the one before, they all really flowed well together. But before we dive further into things, I want to thank Lucas Dimond for the music playing in the background. A link to his channel is down below. And let's dive in. Toma, we get a little recap of what happened to Toma. The whole thing of having Fudo stolen from him. Quote unquote. I mean, when you hand your Shuden Doji or your sword to someone, I guess that's like a contract being transferred or being made. At least that's what the symbolism, and I feel like a majority of the wording was inferring. And we get a recap of him being dropped into the ocean, or into the bay really, and him raising out of the water. And we saw, I'm gonna just say it, our boy Kaira, and I trust this guy much more than I trusted Lord Inma during the last season of Yokai Watch. I think this guy is new Lord Inma. I mean, he is a part of the Inma tribe. I mean, I trust this guy more than like many other yokai. Plus, he kind of looks like Gintoki to a certain degree, so he kind of is trustworthy, maybe? I just like Kaira's design, to be completely honest. I like how the boa kind of lays on his shoulder, but that's beside the point. His design and most of the Inma designs kind of are a fusion of traditional Japanese design with a little bit of New Age design as well. It's the Ginma tribe also, or the Ginma yokai also have that a little bit with their design templates. But we get a nice conversation between Zhao Kaira, Toma, Natsumi, and Akinori. And Kaira's, I want to say Ura is Kaira's retainer, basically a guy who works on his behalf. I have a picture of him in the video as well. It's like a little blue looking guy with a long nose. And they basically discuss how there's not just one Shuden Doji sword. There are multiple. In fact, there are 5. We know of one being the Red Fudo Mio, which I believe I missed them saying his name because there was a huge commercial in between that section, and it didn't recap. It just kind of, however Dailymotion had it set up, I missed if his name was actually pronounced. So basically, there was a reference to a Suzaku. I believe that's what the other sword or the other Shuden Doji was called. I'm gonna bring up the picture because I actually have it. Suzaku Sotinzan, referring to the Suzaku sword, which seems to have a pretty neat design from looking at the photo of it and looking at the photo of, I guess the other one is the Ashura Goen Maru, being that red Fudomio looking guy. But we're gonna continue on here. Jaira, or Yokai, basically gives them the advice to seek out Suzaku and to go to this mountain range. The mountain isn't as easy of a endeavor as what they thought it would be. Even from the moment they stepped foot on the mountain, things seemed rather different, rather mysterious. But before we dive into the mystery factor a little bit further here with the mountain, we're gonna go back to character expression here. When Natsume is yelling Toma's name and running or moving towards Toma, you see a true look of worry, a true look of concern. Akinori is concerned, but in a different way. His vocalization. Level 5 is so good with putting emotion into stuff. Same thing with the anime studio behind ShadowSide. And just like writing wise. I wanted to touch on that real quick before we went into this whole mystery mountain thing. Because it plays there as well. It plays in Keisuke's face, his vocalization as well, him being truly scared and truly concerned for his life in the mountain, and truly freaked out by the old woman who is showing up at like every turn, basically giving them instructions or guides, or like guiding them. Turns out she was the stairway or the right path all along. So they decided to go that way. First it was Akinori, then it was Toma, and then Natsume has to go into full big sister mode and just say, I believe she said Anata while referring to Keisuke, and just kind of shoved him. Sometimes you just have to do that to small children to get them to try stuff or to get them to go certain places to a certain degree. Not in all situations. But as this episode went on, there was a bus stop. Yes, a bus stop in a mystical mountain, a mystical mystery mountain. Why is there a bus stop here? Because plot reasons. The little buttons you push on the side of the inside wall of the bus to signal that you want to get off the bus, of course they're skulls, and their jaws go like up and down in like a biting motion. That freaked out Keisuke, and there's a disclaimer at the front of the bus saying basically to not disturb or look at the bus driver. Akinori broke that rule and went and talked to the bus driver. Bus driver panicked, but apparently Akinori was dreaming this all along, and the bus went off the cliff in this little dream mystery sequence, which was really interesting. It's a kind of like a miniature parable, or seeing the future to a certain degree within his dream. Seeing a negative outcome that you can alternate to a positive outcome. Akinori walks up to the sign, and the sign kind of becomes an eye. He takes the eye, puts it on the bus driver. The bus driver safely delivers them to the top of the mountain. Because, yeah, yokai bus drivers are actually really good drivers and can go all styles of driving. He kind of drifts a little bit going up the mountain. When we get there, we are received by probably one of the most beautiful views I have seen in an anime series. It's like two twin peaks or two mountain ranges curved in, kind of like the face of a bird to a certain degree, with the beaks being kind of hooked down a little bit and having waterfalls made out of the like beak part, like the tip of the beak leading down. It was really good visualization. So they're yelling for Suzaku, not being able to find Suzaku. who has, quote unquote, been following them this entire time as that little raven. Or a little crow. I guess it could be either a raven or a crow. Suzaku then possesses Akinori, who goes aggro mode, basically. He is basically confronting people, confronts Toma to the point that Toma actually has I'm gonna say it, he has a moment of, like, panic, and he actually falls off of the little mountain range that they're standing on. Not to worry, he activates his Ogre Watch and becomes Yoshitsune and just jumps right back up the mountain. And we have a little moment where Suzaku and Yoshitsune have a little bit of a confrontation. I mean, it's not a battle or anything. It's just like, you're not who you say you are. And you get a tiny little fight sequence that's not big. And then Jibanyan is summoned to help fight Suzaku. And Whisper 2040 and Michi shows up, or Slamamander. And they have a moment saying the heroes are here, or something to that degree. They were inferring it. That's the way I took it. Michi actually goes ShadowSide form after Jibanyan and Yoshitsune are defeated. Michi puts up a pretty decent fight, but Michi is then dropped into the abyss, or into the void, down into the water. So Toma, knowing that he has to go serious mode after the situation has really come to its head, it was really just going that way to begin with, he decides to become Goemon. Yes, his best yokai. Goemon is basically a Ronin, if you think about it. He is probably the strongest of the yokai he has in the Ogre Watch. I wanted to say Ogre Bracelet or Ogre Band, but Ogre Watch. I don't know why I wanted to say the other ones, but I figured we need to differentiate them now. So Goemon defeats Suzaku to a certain degree. Well, he does a huge attack to Suzaku. Suzaku is like, okay, we're done. We're not fighting anymore. I will help you with what you want. We have a nice little scene of Suzaku standing on top of what I want to believe, or want to really think symbolism-wise, is like a post or a lantern on a bridge. And you have the waterfall in the background, you have the kids down on the bridge platform, and basically Suzaku is talking to them about who's going to be the one who goes to deal, who's going to basically receive our next big upgrade, per se. And they're just saying, congratulations, Toma, this is yours. Well, the kids are, essentially. And Toma goes from, like, normal face to O-face, like, real quick when Suzaku says, no, Toma, it's not you, it's Akinori! Akinori receives the Anima Watch. That is going to be so hard to remember. We have a Yokai Watch. We have a Ogre Watch. Now we have an Anima Watch. Level 5, can someone please get, like, a necklace or a bracer or something else, a yokai ring, because we're getting too many watches. It's gonna be hard to tell the yokai time from the yokai rhyme. But on top of receiving the Anima Watch, which is a weird triangular shaped yokai watch to a certain degree, it's like a circular triangle to a degree, he receives its equivalent to a arc. So now we have like Shutendoji style swords, Shuten style swords that you can stick into your watch. You have arcs, and now you have these little triangle things that you slam into your watch or insert into your watch. It's going to be a lot to actually keep track of. And is Akinori actually going to be able to use stuff like arcs with his Anima Watch? And also, I don't think we've seen Suzaku in Suzaku's main form. I have a gut feeling that our 5 Super S tier, super duper S tier yokai, the 5 sword based yokai, are actually gonna have multiple forms. Fudo could have his own animal related form. The other 3 that are mysteriously blacked out could have forms. Ashura could have a form as well. Could be reminiscence of the 4 symbols of Chinese mythology a little bit. Or it could be based off of 5 seals or the 5 rings. I'm just saying, we have a lot more unknown than we do have known. We did get to see Haruya for a moment. Haruya is basically talking to his troops. When I say troops, I really just mean Fukuro and Ashura. Basically telling them, Part 1 is complete. There's still 3 other swords. Fukuro, have you located the Hime yet? Because that is mainly just a you job. And Fukuro has a moment of doubt. I avoided talking about this till the end, because it's really pretty questionable how Ashura is aligned with Haruya. In my mind, you have to make a huge contract with these yokai. And I kind of see all of the super S tier yokai being aligned with each other to a certain degree. And seeing Ashura, I guess Ashura does kind of infer war. It's kind of like whenever you say Mars in Roman mythology or Ares in Greek. It all has that warlike inspiration. But yeah, this episode is definitely an S++ tier episode. I'm sorry the review's a little longer, but this episode is well worth watching. I want to thank everyone for their support. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing morning, afternoon, or evening. I am out of here. Bye for now, guys. Thank you for being a part of the Genkian Nation.